Hello everyone. Happy Sunday by the time you see this, Sunday the 18th. Welcome to Timeless Memories, a vintage YouTube hop. There are 12 of us, including our wonderful co-hosts who are Elemental Designs, also known as Carmen, and crafting with Isabel Bori, who used to be Boriqua's Crafting 100. And this is the old screenshot. I didn't have a chance to print the new one. So this week, guys, we were supposed to do everything's vintage, and they're calling everything vintage, I think, from prior to 1960s, if I remember correctly. Anyway, so this week we were to do either an altered picture frame / shadow box, one or the other, or an altered jar. So I picked the picture frame, and I sort of did something in the picture frame too. And you know, vintage is not really, I don't know vintage, okay? I know it's old, but I'm old, so to me, what they're calling vintage now, you know, part of that is me. So anyway, I kind of used some things I think turned what I made into vintage, but there is definitely me in this as well. So anyway, here it is. You ready? The big, oh, and I will tell you the names of the other people. I'm sorry. At the end of the video, I'll have a list of all the names of the participants, plus down in the description box, all their links to the Carmen and Isabel's channels will be there, plus the other participants. So please subscribe to them, and please go check out their videos on Sunday. We don't have a set time, so all throughout Sunday could be when they post. So make sure you're subscribed and you click the notifications so you know when their videos are up, okay? I'm anxious to see what everybody did. I really am. Oh, maybe I should make you wait a little longer and sort of tell you what I used. Obviously a picture frame, and then my starting point was paper. Excuse me. And I used a paper out of this preserved paper by DCWV, which is starting to fall apart. I used one sheet out of there. I almost used a different one, but I changed my mind. Anyway, so that was my starting point. And then I went rummaging through all my stuff. I used one resin piece out of this Prima pack. I used some of these flowers from Petaloo, I think. Yeah, Petaloo Penny Lane collection. I used some pieces that I bought not too long ago in a sale by Jen Evers, out of the Tim Holtz Adornments, the Nature series, and also the Ribbons and Bows series, and also the Vignette Accents, some corner pieces there. I used Gilder's paste in Inca Gold that I have in my jewelry business. I used gesso. I used matte acrylic paint by Plaid in Antique Parchment. I tried to use this Antique Linen Distress Stain, but I think I changed my mind. I did use the Distress Paint in Tattered Rose, and I'll tell you where I did on that. And then I also used, started to use Antique Linen, but I switched over to Vintage Photo. Distress Oxide. I used some pearls. I used, I think only one or two of these jewels from Bead Landing in the cream color. And then I had some lace and trim and things I used. They were either from, they were one of two places. I think I bought it from Donna. I can't remember her channel name. Anyway, she had put together inspiration kits with laces and things, and I believe the lace I used came out of that. And then I used a couple different of these, what are these called? Firefly ephemera collage kits. I used just a couple things out of two of those, I think. And I think that's primarily it. Okay, so let me move on before, you know, I don't want to make you wait any longer because we're supposed to keep these short. So here it is. It's on the parchment paper yet because I hadn't painted the back initially, and I did, and it's still a little damp, and so is that little flower. But this is my frame. The frame actually had been black. It's a 5x7 photo frame, you know, Dollar Tree or Walmart or somewhere. I've had it in my house for like ever. I'm trying to find the little piece of paper that was in it to show you, but I think oh yeah. Anyway, it was this Special Moments Memory. I think it cost, I think it was a Dollar Tree one. I'm not positive. Anyway, sorry guys. So this is the paper from the preserved paper line with the bird and the flowers here. I'm sorry, I'm wobbling you and everything. And we have glare, and there's not even any glass. So all the metal pieces were the Tim Holtz pieces, and what I used, the Inca Gold, they were silvery, like these. I don't know if you can see the difference. So I put the Inca Gold over the silver metal color, and I think it makes it look like brass, which to me is vintage, very vintage. So here's the resin piece that I painted with the Tattered Rose. It's still a little wet in some of the crevices. These were out of one of those Firefly packs, and I distressed the edges with Vintage Photo and bumped them up on Stampin' Up's mini dimensionals. Oh, one other thing. These flowers here, these layered yellow flower is out of the Prima Flowers tube I've had for a while now. Oops, I just knocked some beads around. And I didn't really distress them a lot. Oh, and on the picture frame, I put 2 layers of gesso. I painted it with the antique parchment. I did then go over it on the edges with, after it dried, with Vintage Photo to make it look a little older, like old paint, yellowing kind of thing. I had also done that on the paper before I put it in. The bird is another one of the Tim Holtz things out of the Nature collection. These butterflies were actually out of the Layers Botanical, also Tim Holtz. I just used these 2 little ones, and I actually did go over them with Vintage Photo. And then these are the little petaloo flowers, and 2 little pearl blings or bead landing. And this was in my stash from that trim I bought. I almost didn't put lace on because I'm not sure vintage is like, it's not always shabby chic, but I love the color of it on there, and I think it just gave it the pop it needed to me. So yeah, that is my picture. I don't have vintage ladies or anything in it, but you know, I love nature. I love butterflies and birds and flowers, and the whole point to me was make the frame look more vintage. And honestly, my inspiration was sort of looking at this picture. Back over here in the picture, there's sort of an old, I think it's a mirror frame or possibly a door window, and it looks like old paint. It looks like it's got some hardware that's actually painted over. So that kind of was my inspiration, what I decided to go with for vintage. So guys, I hope that works, and I think it turned out beautiful. My only thing now is I have to figure out a different way, because of the lace, the little standy thing on it won't work. So I'm gonna have to attach with a staple gun some lace, I think, to hang it and put a hook there. And I think I will do that after a bit. I don't know. So that is my week 1 in Timeless Memories of Vintage YouTube Hop. Be sure to check everyone else out, and I'll put the members' names right after this. We are doing this every Sunday through December 16th, I believe. And each week will be a different project, but I'm not going to tell you what next week will be. You'll just have to come back and see. And at the end of all the weeks, if you have commented and thumbs up and have indicated in your comments somewhere, I love vintage, you will be entered in a drawing for one of my makes. And I don't know if we're going to give them all away, but you have to do that every week. And any other comment you want to put in would be great, as long as it's nice, please. But if you like this week's, be sure to put I love vintage in your comments, and whatever else you want to write, and do that every week for each of the, I think it's 5 weeks on my channel, and you'll be entered to win the, an item, one of the items that I offer. And I'll go over that again in every video, and especially in the last one. Okay? Alright guys, have a wonderful week, and if I don't talk to you again soon, I think I will though, but if I don't, have a happy Thanksgiving, and pray for all those in California with the fires, and anyone else that's sometimes the holiday season can be hard on people, so just be mindful of that. And yeah, I don't know what else to say, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.